Morning, guys. It's Thursday, the 21st of January. Good morning to you. I'm back inside the pink room. Look, I'm just going to show you around. It used to be Mrs. Oliver's old office, and now it's our almost like an extension of our staff room. It's one of the little rooms in school that you've probably never seen before. So it's quite nice to show you around some of these rooms in school. I'm going to show you what we're doing today. I'll share my screen with you right now. Right, so today I'm going to ask you to write the date and what's in your book, please. Got a little bit of drawing to do today. We're going to be looking at some more speech. So your date today is obviously the Thursday, 21st of January. And your Walt, invent more effective speech for Babe's fairy tale. So can you write that in your books? Pause the video now. Okay, so before we start, let's just have a look at that. We're starting to invent, which means that we're starting to change the original story. So today we're going to be looking at the speech in the story of Babe's Three Little Pigs. We're going to look to see how we can change it to make it more interesting, actually, because we found out yesterday that actually a lot of the words that they use in the story, they could be made better. So that is why we're going to give it a go and try and make the story a little bit more interesting. And I'll show you what I mean by this in a second. So let's just start. Yesterday, you did a great job of finding different words for that mean the same as said. So, and it gives the reader a way of understanding how a character is saying something. So you did a really good job there. I think I saw one. Someone's used the word argued. No, you're not letting me in. Argued the wolf. Argued the pig. And it was just really, really good. So well done to you if you managed to find some words that were more interesting. Okay, a little bit of a warm-up, a brain warm-up this morning. Okay, we're looking at prefixes again. And just quickly, I want you to have a look at how many words you can think of that start with the prefix re. Okay, you might sneakily have seen one there, reappear. Okay, and can you think of any words that start with pre? Okay, and write them down in your books, on a scrap piece of paper, wherever you want. See if you can make a little list, okay? Really tricky challenge. I'm not actually expecting you to get any, all right? So don't worry if you get really stuck. Pause the video now, and we'll go over them in a second. Okay, well done if you managed to get a couple. Let's see the ones I've got, okay? So prefix re, okay, the word pre means again, or to go back to, okay? So for example, the word reappear, so if you appear, okay, it means you are there, you've come out from somewhere. If you reappear, it means you're doing it again. So he appeared from the cupboard, okay, and then went back in, and he reappeared means he came back out, so he's done it again. Okay, so I've got loads here. Maybe you had some of these. Replay is a good one. So if you're filming something, you're playing it, or if you're showing something, you're playing it. If you show it again, it's a replay. Okay, so there's loads of there. Pre, okay, suggests that it's something that happens before you do it. Okay, so for example, this one here, pre-made. Okay, before you make something, it's been made before you have to make it, if that makes sense. Mix, so if you were to mix something, something comes pre-mixed, okay, it means that they've mixed it already for you. Okay, so just a couple of prefixes to be aware of. All right, so our writing target, okay, we all know now, is to use inverted commas to punctuate speech. Now, let's get going. This is what we're going to be doing today. I've covered up these two, okay, so we're going to come on to now. It says, let's look at these animals, okay, let's look at this first one. Look at their faces and decide how they are feeling. What could they be saying? Okay, I've gone for this first one. You might want to pause the video if you're in class and you want to discuss it, or if you want to discuss it at home. Okay, look at this animal here, this wolf. Okay, I've linked it to our story. What might he be saying? He looks pretty angry. So I put, let me in now. Imagine he said, let me in now. Okay, he's really shouting it. And actually, in my writing, I've used capital letters and an exclamation mark to make it that now really stand out. So when you're saying it, you actually really bellow that now. Okay, let's look at this pig. He looks quite, almost like confident. He looks quite pleased with himself. He looks quite angry as well. Have a go. What do you think he might be saying? Okay, you don't have to write this down. You can just say it out loud. Don't worry about writing it down. What do you think this pig could say? Okay, I've gone for, no way, are you tricking me, wolf? All right, so he's quite confident, okay, that the wolf's not going to get him. He's got his arms crossed, okay, that's the impression I get. Now, looking at this one, what do you think he might be saying? Now, he looks quite pleased with himself. Yeah, and actually, he looks quite a friendly wolf. So I've gone for a polite wolf. Jolly nice to see you, little pig. Please, can I come in? Okay, so he's actually gone for the trick. He's trying to be kind to the pig to let the to trick the pig into letting him in. All right, so just have a go if you haven't already at thinking of something that these animals could say. You don't have to write it down, just say it out loud. Okay, so here is the full speech from Babe's Three Little Pigs that we found out yesterday. And we highlighted all those words that meant the word said. All right, and we all agreed that actually they're not very interesting words. The other thing that I found, I thought to myself, wow, it's actually, is this a really good story? Or they use repetition a lot, that word repetition, which means that they do it over and over again. Now, in a fairy tale, this could, I suppose, get a little bit boring. So where he's gone, no, 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 not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin. And they've said it again, no, 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 not by the hairs of my chin. Now, I think this could get a bit boring. So let's just pause the video. Could we change any of this to make it a bit more interesting? Okay, have a pause and have a think and have a discussion if you need to. Okay, the other thing I was going to pick up as well was when the wolf comes up and says, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow you up and I'll down. Okay, and it goes over and over. I think that's an old way of telling this story, this Babe's Three Little Pigs story. Could we think of something better that would make the story a bit more interesting? Okay, and that is what we're going to be trying to do today. All right, so your task today, as I said at the start, you're going to be doing a little bit of drawing, and we're not going to be writing the word said. We're just literally going to be doing a picture of each of the animals, and we're going to be using what we call speech bubbles. So this is exactly what's coming from the character's mouth. All right, so we're going to be coming up with something different, and we're going to have a conversation between the pig, this one's Percy, okay, and the wolf, and we're going to come up with things that you know, what could they say that would be more exciting? Okay, so I want to pause the video if you're in class and discuss what could Percy say when the wolf arrives, and once you've done that, what might the wolf say back to you? Okay, or back to Percy. All right, so have a pause of that, and then I will share with you what I've come up with. Okay. So this is my example, okay? And if you wanted to use this today, if you're really stuck, then feel free. I would love to see some of your examples, because I'd love you to share your ideas that I'm sure are fantastic. Now, I've started off with the wolf, okay? So the wolf walks up to the house, okay, and says, let me in right now, you horrible little piggy. Okay, so he's gonna be quite an angry wolf. Okay, what's my pig gonna say back? Oh, Percy's feeling brave. No way, Wolfie, you don't scare me. Okay, I'm just gonna make. Okay, and then the wolf's gonna say? I've changed it. So instead of saying I'll huff and I'll puff, I found something that could be equally as good. Well, I'll scratch and I'll bite and eat roast piggy tonight. Okay, so I've actually included a little bit of a rhyming word, bite and tonight. You don't have to do that. It was just an idea. All I want you to do is, as it says at the bottom here, try to have each character say one or two things each. So we've got that dialogue between the two characters. So we've got the wolf, maybe starting off the conversation. Okay, what is the pig going to say back to them? And then instead of saying, then I'll huff and I'll puff, can you come up with a line or something that the wolf could say back to them? That is exactly what I want you to do today. I want you to draw, so you're drawing, okay? You'll do speech bubbles, okay? You'll write in what the wolf would say, okay? Don't worry about how they're saying it yet. So you don't need to write said the wolf or shouted the wolf, all right? The reason you don't have to do that is because actually it is already in a speech bubble. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that. All we're doing today is coming up with some new speech that the characters are going to use in our story. All right. If you want to do more than, so I've just done one of the pigs, Percy. All right. If you wanted to do the next one, you could choose any of them. Okay, I've got my characters as Percy. You can go back to Pepper, Penny, and then you can have your dialogue between them and the wolf. All right. So if you wanted to do Penny, that's absolutely fine at the end. All right. Good luck. Looking forward to seeing some of your pictures later. So please send them in on Dojo, and I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks very much. See you.